Welcome to Cannabis Conversations, where we talk about anything cannabis. So grab your smoke, relax, and tune on in. Featuring Brian Hamilton, Brandon Meeks, and Zachary Post. We are Elitist Urban Agriculture.
And we're back with another episode of Cannabis Conversations with the Elitist brand. Today's subject, fellas, cannabis and religion, or cannabis versus religion.
Yeah.
It's a lot of controversy with the subject of cannabis in general and anybody religion. Is it good? Can we do it? You know what I'm saying? And I grew up in the church, so it's kind of different for me. And I've been smoking weed for a while. And I already know people know what I do. Even but it's weird because people like at my parents' church, they know what I do outside of my personal or my business. Well, it's a business too, but they know what I do on the side. And they I ain't gonna say they combative about it, you know what I'm saying? Even my parents, like they be asking me questions now. Like I be having conversations with my pops. I never think I'd be having with him. And
about weed?
Yeah, and
wow.
he a deacon at the church.
Yeah.
You know, and he be asking me stuff, even like about the company, and like sometimes he be like, how can I invest in it? You know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to smoke or nothing, but you know they curious. You know what I'm saying? But what y'all think? What's y'all input on cannabis and religion?
Cannabis and religion. You want to go next, B Dizzle?
I'll go first.
Go ahead and tackle it, man.
So
It's a sticky subject.
now, I have, I ain't gonna say I read the Bible through and through to know every story in that mug, but I know that there's inklings and hints that could be a little bit symbolic of weed. You know what I mean? But as far as like real life, I really feel like it's the sub communities. It depends on the sub community you in. You know what I mean? If your family more so on the super clean cut side, nobody has ever done it, and you bust out this joint, now you going to hell. I mean, that's crazy. But at the same time, if you got that cool uncle that you smell something you never knew what it was till you got older and stuff, and then you bust out that joint, you just like your uncle.
Right.
I really feel like it's how you portray yourself, along with a little bit of your background and just, I guess all in all, how you carry yourself. For the most part, none of my family really care. Some do worse. But I've seen people that, I ain't smoking that, man. My people going,
Right.
like, man, you 30.
right. You know, yeah.
Man, so
got your own house.
I really think it's dependent. It's a lot of variables that go into it, but for the most part, definitely a super taboo subject, and depending on what part of the world you from.
Hey, for real, that matters too.
Yeah.
That matters
Right.
big time, man.
You go to India, they over there hashish in the church.
Hey, for real, bro. They doing it like religion, like the Rastas, right? Rastafaris, right?
Right.
Smoking cannabis is part of their religion, right? Like that's part of being a Rasta, right? You know what I'm saying? So it, like you said, I feel like it's a lot of the backstory on it. How you were raised, who you were raised by, their beliefs. Because a lot of the beliefs that we get as people, we get from our family or our parents, right? That's really where they stem from, right? And like from my personal experience, I grew up, my mom was super religious, bro. Holy roller, you know what I'm saying? You know that term, the holy roller. And we was in church, man, on Wednesdays, Tuesday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays. Like Sundays from like 8 in the morning to like 3, like the whole Sunday, right? But for me, I was always into plants, and my mom was into plants too, just not cannabis. But she understood the connection of knowing how to grow and like the gifts from God with these plants and like the rain and the sun and like how all these energies were to provide something, right? You know what I'm saying? So she was always with, and she always respected like growing, right? And she knew where it came from. God knew what he was doing when he gave us the sun and the water. Water is life, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, so she understood that. And then when I got into the cannabis growing, like I was trying to grow cannabis, bro, since I was like 12. You know what I'm saying? I was getting caught growing like little seedlings, bro, when I was like 12, man. So but of course, when I started taking it seriously, and I still knew what family, the dynamic that I was raised under, and even with my mom and everything. But like you said, man, I was a grown man at this point, and I could care less. I just really didn't care about anybody's opinion about anything that I did. Not even the cannabis side of it. Just if you weren't paying my bills and had nothing to do with my household, I could care less what you have to say. You know what I'm saying? So I could hear you. You could yell at me, but it was definitely not going to deter me from doing whatever I wanted to do within my right. So when it came to that, that's how I approached the cannabis game. Like, let people come in and they, it smells like weed in here. And I'll be like, shit, when I go to your house, it be smelling like ass. So, like, I mean, I'll just blurt that out, you know what I'm saying? When you feel the need to come into my house, say it smell like weed, when your shit be smelling like dog piss, you know what I'm saying? So, I never come in there, and so that's kind of where I would take kind of offense to. Like, people just feel so easy just to jump on you because they felt like cannabis was just the devil's lettuce and like you was doing something wrong, so they just gave them the okay to trash you. And it was like, nah, let's flip this around. You know what I'm saying, man? This plant came here from God, bro. How long has weed been here? Forever, bro. Forever, bro.
I was gonna say that too. Like they used to trade hemp and all that stuff. Like weed used to be like a commodity in the ancient times. They was actually using it for the betterment of society,
bro. Yeah,
And now it's demonized now, like you say, the devil's lettuce and stuff.
Yeah, well, it was. I would say now it's a lot better. Like you said, it's open. It's open to those conversations, man. And I feel like on the religious aspect of it, like in today's society, it's a double-sided coin, right? You have a plant here that's now becoming pop culture. And if you are part of pop culture, you're gonna know something about it. And you can be in a church, and you can see that. You can see what's happening around you. It's not stopping. Now you see dispensaries popping up, so on and so forth. And I've talked to some pastors, some deacons, you know what I'm saying, and they have different ways of looking at it. When I talk to them about what we're trying to do with it as a business and really the good behind it, then they get a better understanding. Because I think most religious people, they think people just getting high, eating a bunch of food, being lazy, not being productive, and that's the image that's been portrayed all this time. So of course, when you tell them that's what you're doing, they thinking, you one of them. But it's like, let me really let you know what we doing. And when they actually see the intellect behind it and the serious and the passion behind it, they like, man, and I let them know, no, this is a gift from God. Like, for me being able to take this plant and what it's done in my personal life, like when it comes to like my well-being, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the stuff, bro, it's from God. So that's how I take it, man. And I take that real seriously, and I will continue to take that real seriously. But that's kind of my opinion about it. But would that stop the whole, you shouldn't be doing it, you should be doing it, are you going to hell if you smoke weed, or you ain't right? I don't think that's gonna stop ever. But I feel like it's gonna get to a point where most Christians or faith-based individuals will give it a look at it, especially if they just look at it on the medicinal side as a straight herb. If you look at it as a herb, I think that's could kind of help slowly change their mind about it. But it ain't my job to change nobody's mind about it. Their opinion is their opinion. But I feel like do cannabis and religion fit together? I feel like they fit well together. I go to church every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? I smoke cannabis on Sunday morning before I go to church. And I'm going to smoke cannabis after I leave church. But while I'm there in church, I'm still listening to the word. I'm still getting that message. I'm still a great, congregation member. You know what I'm saying? I'm still out there talking to people. Yeah, I don't know about that. But at the same time, it's like if you're looking for a bad example, you're not going to find it in me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just a well-to-do, righteous individual, and that believe in doing the right thing. And guess what? I like to smoke and grow cannabis.
There be a lot of people in church that smoke weed, bro.
Low key, low key, and I think they've been smoking for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So
you just don't know.
You just don't know. You just don't know, man. But I think did we answer your question?
I think so, bro. Sort of, kindly. Y'all left a little bit of meat on the table. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, get some.
Nah, I don't know. I shouldn't have said that.
All right, then it's cool. But yeah. So I guess that pretty much concludes that religion or cannabis versus religion topic. And that's something that we can always kind of double back to, because it's something else. It's more pieces of this that I want to dive into later on, but I want to have the notes and like the actual research done before, because I've read a bunch of stuff pertaining to this topic. I just can't recall it right now because I smoke too much weed.
Dun, dun, dun.
The devil's lettuce.
I think the topic is gonna be ever evolving.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I feel like it's shoot, we talking about it now. 2 years from now, it's gonna be a whole nother thing.
I think it's gonna be weed churches in 2 years.
Hey,
I want to say
for
on
real.
Vice, this was an earlier episode on Vice, but they had a church in California that the members and congregants actually upheld the form. They was trimming weed while reading the Bible.
Get out of here!
Yeah, I'm gonna find it.
I want to
send it.
visit that farm.
Hey, if they still there, because this was like this was before Rec. So
I got you. In 2010 and stuff like that,
Yeah.
like back in the day.
They was in the church. Amen. I was like, dang, Pastor
They
Doobie
was
too.
getting with it. I ain't mad at that, man. I'm not mad at that, man. Brandon, I think that's something that you can lead us to.
It is,
You can have the
man.
first cannabis church in St.
Hey, it's a
Louis.
spiritual thing, man. I don't know how many people gonna follow me. They gonna be like, I don't know about this guy.
But he got some good weed.
He got some good weed, man. And he know the scripture.
Follow that, bro. Follow that, bro.
I can make my own Bible and everything.
Whoa.
That's too far.
That's too far, man. Take it easy. Now, but I think that concludes this particular cannabis conversation with the Elitist brand. But as always, what's your opinion about cannabis versus religion? Cannabis versus religion. We'd love to hear what you think about it. Any situations that you've been in where you had to defend it, or you knew somebody that was with it. So let us know. Thank you, and we'll see you again later.
Peace.